Yet another cozy corner in the world.
I do. Only I imagined this place much later when I grew. The feelings are completely different, but the purpose is still the same. I've always been keen on good stories. I imagine myself to be a great traveler, an adventurer. Every time I did, I was one. I lived in those stories. I breathed them, and each time my imagination brought me here.
Stories are your passion. That's the reason why you, not me, keep living these lives.
Come on, keep up. You're almost there. I'll race you.
Who was it?
Who's that elusive ghost? Ah, that's your dream. Such a beautiful creature.
Yeah, it is a dream. I know why we're here. It was then, in my childhood, while I had my head buried in all those books, when I felt the taste of fantasy. That's when each story I read unfolded into a whole new world.
When you're engrossed in a good book, while having a cup of freshly brewed coffee, it seems that time itself comes to a stop, don't you think?
What fascinates me even more is that there were thousands of such stories.
Come closer. Don't be afraid. Do you remember how you and I used to sit on the swing when you were a child?
Of course I remember. This was the place where all fantasies materialized. All it took was reach for my dream, reach for you.
This old oak still remembers all your adventures. Why don't you have a go on the swing as you used to? Look, Do you see it? It's right there in front of you. It's your palace, your fortress.
Yeah, I recognize it. I would stay here forever.
I know you would, but I'm afraid it's not possible. Sorry.
It's a pity we left that place behind. That's why I really felt the taste for life for the first time.
Behind. Ahead. These words make little sense here, you know. But let's not get carried away. We need to move forward.
As you say. What a weird place. Chains tied to odd-looking masts, portholes hidden in rocks, all these skulls. Why? Why all this?
All this is your memories. You'll soon see what it's all about.
This atmosphere, all the freshness and coolness in the air, it's such a familiar feeling. Freedom is the first thing that comes to mind.
I like this place. The world you live in is too vain. There's too much bustle, too many thoughts and worries.
And what's the point in all this?
That's not how I see it. It's just that in all this swirling, you need to find the strength to swim in the right direction.
You might be right. You should know better. After all, I only bring you the building blocks to extend reality. I guess we've reached the top now.
Let's check it.
I recognize this place. Of course, it didn't used to look like this when I saw it. But after all, it's not the real thing. This is how I remember it.
Or rather, this is how you sensed it.
I think we need to get on the ship's deck. Look, I think there's someone there. although I'd rather walk along the shore for a while.
You're right. That's where we have to look for things we came here for. But there's no need to hurry. There's no time here, remember?
When I first saw it, it didn't look like a pile of rustling scrap metal at all to me. What I saw was an ancient sea monster, thrown ashore, which was too old to go back into the water.
It wasn't just a trick of the eye.
Hey, sailor, how's it going? It seems a storm is coming. We need to check if everything's fastened. I feel we're in for a bumpy ride.
What's he talking about? This ship is run aground, and it looks like it won't go anywhere anytime soon.
Are you sure? Look at him. He doesn't seem to agree with you.
Well, for him, this ship is still up and running. The moment I saw it on the shore when I took it for some sea monster. It was then I realized there was absolutely no difference between fiction and reality, between the living and the dead.
This is a bold thing to say.
Exactly. You see, I can use my imagination to give any object, any notion the meaning I want. All those stories from books, all the worlds they revealed before me weren't the only way out anymore. I realized that I can create these worlds for myself.
You've always understood this.
Yes, always. But only now it gave me a sense of freedom. This old sailor's in denial. He doesn't want to see his ship has run aground.
Exactly. There's only one snag here. You can't give random meaning to random things, or else the world will turn into chaos. At least when it comes to yourself. But there's always a choice.
And it only depends on me.
Hey, sailor, what are you muttering about? There's a storm brewing on the horizon. It'll catch up with us soon. Our friend's heart is wrecked. Get down to the engine room and check how it is. Come on, get a move on.
Look, it really is alive. It looks like it's the heart of the ship.
It is completely dead.
Can we fix it?
We can do anything. Close your eyes. You know what to do. You can open them now.
The best show in the world. I smell trouble.
You're right about that. You're not going to like what you're about to find behind this door. You see, the world we created has one peculiarity. It's alive.
Alive? What does that mean?
It means that we only lay its foundation, but it keeps developing by itself. If I controlled every bit of this world, there would not be any sense in its existence. Not everything in it is as beautiful as what we saw earlier.
But of course, you are completely impartial, like a true creator.
That's right, and I'm proud of it. How else can it be?
This is a prison. Just great. The best manifestation of life. There are a lot of cells here, judging by how many digits there are in the numbers. That's putting it mildly.
Oh yes, there are many cells and many prisoners. Their name is Legion. Let's take a look in one of them. I believe there is an open one on the level above.
I'm not sure I'd want that.
Want it or not, we'll have to. That's our job, my friend.
So enthusiastic. I bet he won't go far.
All jokes aside, do you see what he is doing? Watch closely. If you look at his precious screen, you can see that there's another one exactly like him. He's being forced to an electric chair, fed by the energy they're generating with all this relentless pedaling. And every one of them knows that sooner or later, they too will be dragged there and fried in that very chair.
Why are you telling me this? Did you forget it was me who brought these memories from reality? That's exactly what life I'm living is like, while you are sitting around here in your oblivion.
Oh, come on. Calm down, will you? Let's go. The show must go on, you know.